service to put some water in, but on the last 100 Ks, we were running the car at the heat gauge was running about 150 degrees, and we decided we're going to send it either we're going to break down or we're going to make it a win.
Still to come, bring an added sense of adventure to off-road racing. Riding a quad under competition conditions is not unlike jumping astride a motorized bucking bronco, with a huge field making its way to the Pajero 400. Jacques Struwik led the Open Class Championship going into the KwaZulu-Natal race, with David Parkinson and Cornel de Villiers locked in a tie for second, ahead of Dali Tablanche and Brendan Badenhorst. A muddy Jacques Struwik set the fastest time in the time trial and wasn't all that concerned about race strategy the following day.
There's no real strategy. I'm just going to finish, get points. The Enyo that's got most points wins. Just finishing all the races.
The quads were split into two classes, with the 200 category dominated by Yamaha Blasters. Where the open category is concerned, the engine must have a capacity of more than 201 cc's, and the rest of the vehicle is unrestricted. Right from the start, the Sugarbelt 400 was to be dominated by two riders. Brendan Badenhorst on the Camaro Motorsport Yamaha Blaster, and Jacques Struwik on the AMSA FMF Racing Yamaha Banshee, with the class horses in the field and streaked away from the pack. From a championship point of view, Cornel de Villiers needed a good finish, but was to fall by the wayside, with Christopher Milan showing up well in the early stage. Mark Breckel is one of a horde of Breckel brothers and cousins involved in quad racing, and he was looking for a return to form, while Dion Belcher was out on a distinctive-sounding 650 Bombardier. Behind Belcher, Super Series ace Brendan Martin was also looking for a good result to boost his season, and there was going to be some close and competitive racing going on behind Badenhorst and Struwik. And then there are those who suffer now and then from what is commonly known as brain fade.
Classic, but
no names, no pack drill, with some riders stopping to help and others, well, just curious. The problem in this situation, after handling the embarrassment, is how to manhandle a dirty great quad racer out of a farm dan. Outside assistance is needed, and while you're trying to hide your face from the TV cameramen, others are getting on with the race. One of those was Brendan Badenhorst, who was busy opening up a sizable lead over Jacques Struwik. A little water in the electrics didn't prove too much of a problem for Badenhorst, and he had a huge lead over former motocrosser Paul Henniker on a Camaro Motorsport Honda, and an edge of around 6 minutes on Struwik. Struwik was set to lose a skirmish, but win a battle by moving into the lead in the Open Quad Championship all on his own. The Open Class machines dominated the first 15 places, with the first of the 200 class machines, Anton Badenhorst on a Yamaha Blaster, with Sito Nkinda 4 minutes behind him. A terrific ride from Brendan Badenhorst saw him finally finish 6 minutes clear of Jacques Struwik, with Paul Henniker 27 minutes further back in third place. Louis Bossoff and Chris Milan completed the top 5, with Anton Badenhorst winning the 200 category ahead of Sito Nkinda and Willie Jacobs.
I think a lot of people got a bit lost in the first two loops, whichever loop it was, the first loop. But I think the end of each loop, the last 20 Ks of each loop was really tough. The beginning was fine, but it was good. It was okay. Thank you.
And that wraps up all the off-road mud, sweat and gears from the Pajero